Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things Emini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro, and even T-bills. Joining us today from our studios in Boston, Mr. Michael Borth. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Monday, 10th day of June, 2019. Thanks so much for joining us, whoever you are, wherever you are. We're just glad to have you right here, right now. That's what matters, right? Got a chart of the S&P 500 Emini Futures. It's a daily chart. If you can't see the chart and you want to see the chart, go to our homepage at cfrn.net. On the right-hand side of the page, click the big microphone, follow the instructions. You'll be registered in about 30 seconds, and that will, going forward, give you one-click access to the show each and every day. There will be days you find yourself away from the office, away from the desktop. Not to worry. Simply point an internet-connected device towards youtube.com/CFRN/live. And during the show, that's where you'll find a live real-time simulcast of the show as it happens, brought to you by the good folks at YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. Okay, we had a gap open last night, a gap higher open. I'll get into that in more detail as the show progresses. On this daily chart, you'll see that I've highlighted some potential resistance, and that is where we found some resistance right here, crux of the apostrophe. Back on May 13th, we had a bearish cross on the daily chart. That price becomes very important. Why? Well, after this climb, when's the last time we had a bearish cross? Still checking. December 11th of last year. Okay. So January, February, March, April. Hey, do we get pullbacks along the way here? Now, after the bullish cross, which we got January 11th, we had a leg and a retracement to the VBC, and a leg and a retracement to the VBC, and a leg and a retracement, and the bearish cross. After the bearish cross, we had a leg and a retracement. We had a leg and a retracement. We've broken through the VBC to the upside. We've approached, we're at this area right here. And that's what it is. It's an area. Okay, I can't stress that enough. If anybody has any questions about that, please let me know. It is a very important dynamic. Okay? Now, let me talk to you for just a second. It's about who we are, what we do, why we do it, how we do it, all that stuff. Maybe you're tuning into the show for the very first time. So what is this? They Emini Futures. What are they doing? Are they selling some kind of indicators? I mean, what's up? Well, here's the deal. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that if you're in this audience, right here, right now, you've probably spent thousands on indicators, maybe tens of thousands on indicators, chat rooms, gurus, and sadly, you still can't trade. I mean, that's wrong on so many levels. Without pointing a finger of blame at anyone, I mean, I don't know if you actually did what the indicators and chat rooms and gurus told you to do, or if they gave you bad information. I don't know. But I do know I talk to a lot of traders each and every day, and I have since 2005 when CFRN launched, and I hear the same stories over and over and over. Now, how is it possible that 90% of traders who have spent, like you, thousands, maybe tens of thousands on indicators, chat rooms, and gurus, how's it possible that they still can't trade their own account? It's kind of simple, because no one taught you. Now, in this audience today, I'm going to conservatively guess that 9 out of 10 people in this very audience, right here, right now, can't fly a plane, can't do brain surgery, can't design a high-rise, or even fix your own plumbing. Why? Pretty simple, because no one taught you. Taught me? What about the silver bullets and the holy grails? Well, honestly, it's a load of crap, okay? Let me just be honest. I know this is Christian radio, family radio. I don't use that four-letter word often, but there it is. I said it. It's a strong word, but I have a strong emotion when it comes to this kind of thing. If you haven't figured it out yet, it will become painfully obvious when your money is gone, and I promise you it will be gone unless you learn how to trade first. Is there a solution? Yes. Learn how to trade. Now, learning how to trade has many facets. It can be convoluted, it can be complicated, or it can be simple. And at CFRN, that's exactly what we try to do. Nothing more, nothing less, is to provide you with a basic understanding of how markets work. Once you understand how markets work, we then provide you with a simple method of following the market. As you can see, after this bearish cross on our daily chart, now if it's not obvious to you, please type something into the chat box so I can clarify it. But when I say we try to make it simple to just do what the market's doing, to follow the market, okay? Bearish cross, last bearish cross before the most recent one I just showed you, December 12th, 11th, that led to the worst December since 1932. This thing dropped from 2704 to 2322. That deserves a calculator, doesn't it? Oh, I guess I don't have one. Hey, Michael, you there? Math man?
Yeah, I'm here. Let me do it for you. 2704 to 23.
Minus 2704 minus
2319
or 2320.
20. That is 384 points.
384 points. Now, if you were to multiply that times $50 per point, I don't know how much money that would be, but you're probably going to tell us.
It would be, let's see, $19,200.
Per contract traded.
Yes.
Now, let me say this. It's very difficult to get out at a swing low or a swing high because we don't know that it's a swing low or swing low or swing high. No one does, not man or machine, until after the fact. So people who tell you are promised to teach you how to buy the low and sell the high, you need to be very careful. Keep your hand on your wallet, all right? Now, this is not easy, but it is obvious. And when you understand how markets work, the obvious can become simple. So after that bearish cross, we dropped how many points?
384, I think.
384. All right. Now, we had a bullish cross back on January the 11th. And price was around, we'll call it 25.60. And the most recent swing high put in on May 11th. I'm sorry, May 1st. That swing high, the all-time historic high in the S&P 500 Emini Futures, 2961.25. We'll go with 2961. 2961 minus 2560.
401.
Okay. Now, again, if anyone in the audience today, if you don't see how this is simple and obvious, what I just showed you, okay? Yes, this is a historic chart. Anyone can look like a genius with a historic chart. I'm not trying to look like a genius. I'm just trying to point out what's obvious, okay? Now, I'm going to ask you a question, all of you, everyone in the audience, if you're not a CFRN partner, if you're not a passport holder, is your current trading system so complicated and convoluted that you are not able to see this happen as it happens? See, it doesn't require a historic chart to see the simple and obvious because it's simple and obvious, right? Again, is your system, whatever it might be, so complicated and convoluted that you just never really understand what you're supposed to do or when you're supposed to do it? All right, let's move forward to May 13th, where we got the first bearish cross since December 11th. Okay. Leg and a retracement. Leg and a retracement. This is what we call a deeper retracement. Okay. This was a retracement to the BBC, retracement to the BBC. This time the BBC did not hold. We were able to see it not hold. We were not lured into anything on the long side because our methodology is so simple. It just doesn't go to those dark places of speculation, or as some might call it, gambling. This is a business based on probabilities. Once you understand that it is a business based on probabilities and that you can never know what is going to happen next, you might be able to find your place in this business, in this industry, and you potentially could find good success as a trader. Our Emini method is simple, affordable, and available. It's not magic. We have no gimmicks. We have no parlor tricks. You will get stopped out. And anyone that tells you they have some method whereby you won't get stopped out, keep your hand on your wallet, okay? So important that you understand that. So many people with years under their belt, staring at charts, buying indicators and oscillators and visiting chat rooms and hiring gurus, they're still looking for that way to put on a trade that removes all risk and not get stopped out. You see, that's like looking for a black cat in the dark that doesn't exist. Is our method so simple and obvious that you'll always have profitable trades? Of course not. That's not possible. And it's so important that you understand that. Now, some really smart people like me and Mike, we tried for years to figure out that way that we wouldn't have to get stopped out. We were beat down, tore up from the floor up. We finally looked at each other across the miles and said, this dog ain't hunting. We knew there had to be a different approach. The opportunity was there. You know, the wealth of the world was right on the other side of our monitor. We just couldn't seem to get our hands around it. We had to back way up and take a long look at what we were doing. Now, I don't know if you're like we were, but we had every indicator, oscillator, thingamajig that man ever created. We even learned to create our own. We were that desperate to uncover the secret, to unlock the magic. Well, there is no secret and there is no magic. If there was a secret, it would be accepting the fact that it is a business based on probabilities, that you will never be able to know what's gonna happen next. And that right there becomes your single greatest asset as a trader. And all we do here at CFRN is try to help you understand that fact. And then we have some tools and some ideas that no matter what market or time frame makes certain things simple and obvious. Not easy, because trading's not easy. It never will be easy. But if you understand what I've put on this chart right here for you to see, and you're nodding your head and you're going, well, maybe it can be simple. See, complicated, that's not simple. Expensive, well, that's not simple, is it? I don't think so. So what are you going to do? Remember, it was Futures Magazine who first published the article many years ago that 9 out of 10 new traders failed. I've seen no one dispute that. Not a trader, not a broker, not a teacher, not a mentor, not a coach, not nobody, because it's a fact. Now, in the Futures Magazine article, they did not give a reason. They just stated a fact. I began to do my own research. How is it even possible that 9 out of 10 people could fail at anything, right? Go to medical school, go to law school, go to the Rocket Science Academy. 9 out of 10 people there don't fail. There had to be something going on, something so obvious that nobody could see it, some common thread that connected everyone. And I found it. There it is. No teacher. What? Oh, come on. Now, we've all hired people and been paid to be in chat rooms and bought indicators and got the PDFs and all of that, okay? But that's not the same as someone teaching you, explaining step by step how the market works and what, based upon observation, should be the next high probability thing that the market does. See, if you stop there and you just focus on trying to understand what the next high probability thing is, you might very well enjoy good success. But if you insist upon trying to find out, to know the unknowable, to know what will happen next, you're circling the drain. And eventually, the money will be gone. And when the money's gone, it's just gone. We teach the rhythm of the market. It's fluid across all markets and all time frames. We have traders who use it to trade Emini Futures, equities, crude, gold, bonds, grains, forex, crypto. Again, fluid across every market and every time frame. Something else we do unique is not only do we have group training every day for 2 hours, Monday through Friday, we offer one-on-one mentoring. Now, I know that a lot of places promise it, but we actually do it. As a CFRN partner or passport holder, you have something absolutely unique in the trading industry. You have unlimited lifetime access to myself, to Michael, to people that can help you see the simple and the obvious. These one-on-one mentoring sessions are 45 minutes each, and they're personalized. In other words, whatever you're struggling with right here, right now, that's what we focus on during your session. 99% of traders out there when things go wrong, they got nowhere to turn. But at CFRN, when you need help, it's there. You just have to log in and book it. One other thing we offer, and I won't go through the entire list, but it's important, are weekly trading zones. Now, if trading had a holy grail, it doesn't, but if it did, Indiana Jones would be all over the WTZ. We've published this report exclusively for our traders every Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern since December 14th, 2009. The beauty of the WTZ is only in a world where there is infinite possibilities. When price approaches a weekly trading zone, only 3 things can happen. Now, once we show you how to properly utilize the WTZ, you'll gain a new sense of confidence, which is the required first step on your path to consistency. So, I mean, what's something like that worth? Let me ask you a question. How long have you been suffering? What is your pain threshold? Battered trader syndrome is a real thing. My wife and I used to run a home for battered women and abused children. Some of you know the backstory on all that, and my children. Well, I won't even go into that today, but if you have questions, please feel free to contact me. Battered trader syndrome is a very real thing. Being a part of CFRN means that you will no longer be at the mercy of an unforgiving market, ridiculous strategies that just don't work, or vicious vendors with no conscience. What we teach you has the potential to set you free. That's just what truth does. Time and treasure. Both of those are a ticking clock. I want you to ask yourself this right now. How much of those have you already spent? More importantly, how much do you have left? Imagine, if you can, a world where you wake up refreshed and filled with quiet anticipation versus the current knot in the pit of your soul. You may well ask, is that even possible for a trader? Well, if it is, what's it worth? As it says on the screen, our goal is to provide everything a trader needs at one low price. No ongoing expense, not having to get one thing over here and another thing over there. There's no continuity doing it that way. In the world of trading, you know this as well as I do. There's a never-ending onslaught of shiny new things vying for your attention. They literally leap out of your inbox every morning when you open your email. We know what traders need, and we've done our best to assemble everything a trader needs under one roof: education, tools, and support. I want to encourage you, before you finance another pipe dream or commit yourself to a new stream of monthly financial obligations, take a moment and reflect on everything I've said today. This may well be the most important trading decision you'll ever make. And as we go to the numbers, I pray you find the peace and prosperity you so richly deserve.